I have a book. I have a book that I can bring out one of these days, and I can kind of read y'all some shit, or I can make a YouTube video or tweet about it. But mushrooms, man, they have real potential for veterans coming back from war with PTSD. They have real potential for people who are clinically depressed. They have real potential with people who are dying from like a terminal diagnosis. And I think people are really underestimating mushrooms. Like all of our pharmaceuticals, I think part of it is pharmaceutical companies want mushrooms to not be passed because they want to make their money off of their pharmaceuticals. And these mushrooms are natural, and they're going to probably cause something like a big percentage, 10 to 20% of antidepressants to not have to be used if you can go to a mushroom kind of like a center where they're going to let you do mushrooms once every month or once every 6 months, depending on the severity. And you're going to do them, or you're going to microdose them once every 2 weeks, and you're not going to need your antidepressants. So these pharmaceutical companies don't want them to pass. But once these mushrooms do pass, then the pharmaceutical companies aren't going to have a say, and people are going to realize that mushrooms, upside down dog, mushrooms have an absolutely massive impact on mental health. People who have come back from war, terminal, all that stuff I already said. It's going to be big. That's all I got to say about that.
It's like when weed first started to get real popular, like about legalization and stuff. It's like, oh, weed is a gateway drug. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's people that abuse weed and then go on and do other drugs, but I could talk about this for days. Like mushrooms are helping cure depression, cure anxiety. When you're microdosing these mushrooms under supervision, it's helping a lot of people more than it's not. If you do it responsibly, like we said, if say you go to a retreat or a rehab center and they're microdosing you with these mushrooms and it's helping cure your depression, cure your anxiety, there's no reason that this shouldn't be legalized.
Yeah.
It was the same thing with weed. I have strong opinions on this, but people want to go buy a pack of cigarettes for $10. What are cigarettes doing for you? They're expensive. It's suicide, essentially.
Delayed suicide, literally.
You're killing yourself. It doesn't smell great. But no, let's not legalize weed, which has been found to not have harmful side effects, and all these other things. But I could talk about this for hours and hours. But yeah, mushrooms are the future. Find all these stocks are cheap. Put MNDM in a long-term portfolio and don't touch it for 5 years and see where it's at.
Yeah.
So
Exactly, bro. Like that's the thing is these companies are at the bottom. You're kind of like if you would have found Tilray or SNDL 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, then that's what we're talking about mushrooms right now. And mushrooms, people are going to realize that the war on drugs was made for certain reasons that I'm not going to get into right now. And it was made to kind of demonize these drugs when they didn't need to be demonized. And now we're kind of, I guess, writing that course and realizing, hey, maybe these have some type of effect. Maybe the reason that these were used for thousands of years in ancient cultures was because they have something good in them. And when we can use that and they're FDA approved finally, then that's going to be absolutely massive. I think, dude, we might actually have an episode about where we talk about these futuristic type of things, maybe sectors that we talk about. Mushrooms will be one of them, but we'll definitely talk about it more.